Hello there and welcome to Mark Carr Hypnotherapy. Today we have Claire. Claire, a former client of mine, was struggling with anxiety and the main social anxiety. Hello, Claire.
Hello.
You all right there?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. Thanks for doing this. It's always very important to say thank you because it's a very important part of what I do. It's all very well and good getting the jobs done, but it's nice to have proof in the pudding. And here you are. So thanks for that. So Claire, as I say, was struggling with social anxiety as well as a few other bits. So, but I won't sort of steal your thunder here. Let's let you get on with it, Claire, and tell us what was going on with you.
Ah, right, okay. So before I stumbled across Mark, I literally was in a bad way. So the social anxiety, anxiety in every shape and form was ruining my life. It was limiting me, like to the point of that even if someone invited me out, I just made every excuse not to go. Um, but in my mind, it's sort of, I was feeling lonely and isolated. And it was just purely because of the anxiety. And then I just thought, enough's enough. I just can't continue living like this anymore because it was just consuming me, and panic attacks and not being able to sleep, um, constant feeling stressed, and all my muscles were tense in my neck and I kept getting headaches. Honestly, all the symptoms, it's not just about the social anxiety, it's the knock-on effect on everything.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Um, and it was affecting my work, I have to say, even though I was doing my work and I'm capable of doing my work. So I literally just Googled one day, and then Mark's details came up. And then we had, I think it was a quick Zoom call, wasn't it?
We did. We had a phone call first and then a Zoom
Yeah, yeah,
with him.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I thought, do you know what? It got so bad that I just thought, do you know what? I haven't, I'm in a position, or was in a position where, I had other bills and money was tight and things like that. But I just thought, you know what? It's my health. And it's like, all of this is just so consuming that I just thought it's, if I don't do something about this, I can't carry on. So I literally found the money in order to get this done, and it was the best thing ever.
That's very kind of you. So, so we've had our little introduction and via a phone call and then Zoom. We had
Yeah,
our strategy call and
yeah,
then um, our first session. The first time we met, obviously, I came to your house.
yeah.
And how did you find things at that first session? What was that like for you?
Well, I was very tense.
Yeah, well, that's putting it mildly. It took a while to calm you down, didn't it?
I think the first thing you said to me was just shh.
Yeah, sit
And I,
down.
and I was just like, really? Like, I didn't actually realize like how like wound up I was
Yeah.
within myself, and you know how others sort of like saw me really. And then I think it was at the beginning of when you were trying to like start the actual hypnosis stage of it, you sort of pulled up my hand and it was just like, oh my God, you are so tense. I was like, yep. Yeah.
And so obviously that first session, how did you feel after that first session? What was that like for you? Because you've obviously, as far as you were concerned, you'd never been in hypnosis, at least not through a therapist. We People that watch
Yeah.
this now will know that we all go into hypnosis every day at some point, but
Yeah.
this is obviously enforced hypnosis. And How was that for you?
Um, all I remember is I couldn't believe, because there's certain things where, you know, you're aware and you know what's going on, but there was like little things that I thought, oh my, there's no way
Mm.
that that could have happened. So it was like, in a way, it was like confirming to me that something had actually happened.
Yeah. Would you be
But then
talking
it was
about them?
like,
Would you be talking about the eyes, for example, the eyes not being able to open,
yeah,
stuff like that?
like eyes, and I think there may have been like a twitch or in my arm or something.
Yeah.
And then I remember that evening, I literally slept like a baby, which I hadn't had in a long while.
Yeah.
And I slept the whole night through. And I just remember waking up in the morning and I felt different. Like, I don't know. I felt like um, it was going to be like a wonderful day. And I can't remember feeling like that either, because normally I would wake up and, I'd think, oh, this, that, and the other. But I
Mm.
didn't have that.
Yeah.
So that was my first sort of experience of,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
first session.
Now, that's wonderful because you talk about this incredible experience of one being able to sleep very well and this feeling of, yay, it's all great, which I'm sure must have brought about a false feeling of, yep, we're good, we're great to go. But with your case, and I'm glad you're happy to bring this up, there were struggles because but I've seen Claire in a 4 week period. And
Yeah.
in that 4 week period, Claire was texting me just to sort of give me little updates. And it was a struggle at times, wasn't it? Do you want to talk about that? A little bit about that?
Well, what I noticed was, I think it was like a couple of days after my first session, it's like I started having like little like flashbacks of like nothing like severe or
Mm,
nasty or anything,
mm,
but it was just like little, just really sort of short little bursts of like, I remember obviously at a certain age I had the vision of, and I remember the occasion, it was on a school holiday and there was like, a few of us like girls on our bikes and we was riding to this field and everything, and I thought, oh my God, like I haven't thought about that in years.
yeah,
And that was the start of a very like ongoing process. And I wasn't even consciously aware. It was like, the only way I can describe it, as I said to you, it just felt like in my mind's eye, it was like my brain was letting me know that it started to do like downloads. So I had a vision of like a folder that you have on a computer, and the buffering signs. So like when you're syncing something or
yeah,
you're downloading something on the computer, and it was just like constant, constant, constant. And that was quite, even though I didn't see everything, I was aware that my brain or whatever it was processing and downloading, probably removing or opening up stuff. I really don't know.
yeah.
It didn't affect my sleep, but it was quite, I suppose, I don't know. I think I texted you and I said, is this normal?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
And that's an
it
important
just
point.
stop. It was just like, after the first one, I thought, yeah, okay. And then it was just going on and on and on. And then it was other things, and it just continued a whole week.
Yeah.
It did not stop.
And the thing is, 2 points there. One is that everybody has a different way of processing information, and you describe yours as like downloads and files.
Yeah,
And the other thing is this. the fact that you were texting and sort of wanting little updates and snippets as to look, how am I okay? Is this
Am I going?
normal? And yeah, am I going mad? You know, but that's the thing. So what I want to really tell everybody is the fact that just because you have a session, I don't just walk out your door and that's it. Wait till next week. If you really feel the need to, then yeah, by all means, you know, WhatsApp me, text me, and you know, and just if you need a little bit of
Yeah.
clarification on something, it's fine. And that we did. So you then, so what do you like now? What's going on now? What's life like?
Okay. Do you know what? I'm not just saying this, but I think I told you it was the last session, and it was in the control room, and I literally wanted to jump up and down in the control room as soon as you mentioned like the handle. I literally saw the handle, and at that moment I knew what it meant. I felt what it meant. And it was like, oh my God, thank you. And it was like, I saw myself as a little girl, I think. And I was jumping up and down and I was so excited. The only way I can describe it was, you know, I used to get that feeling when I used to go to the arcades, you know, because it was a special treat, or the fair. You know, you had these fairs and everything, and you just like, you'd see all these rides and you'd hear all these noises and you'd see all these flashing lights. And that's the excitement I felt. And it was like, at last, all of this is over. So all of that hard work that I done mentally, because it was very mentally for me,
Hmm.
going through the 3 sessions. And so now I feel, do you know, I feel free. I feel actually happy. It's not like I've got to try and force myself to feel happy. And now, because of that, it's like doors are opening and situations are happening where before I was like, oh, I'm waiting for someone to get back to me because obviously I'm waiting for a job interview or this or that. And as soon as that I had that experience, then all of a sudden it was like, ping, like, email, interview, can you do tomorrow? Oh my God, oh my God. And then it's like I lacked enthusiasm. I didn't have no energy or anything when I was going through the process, and that was hard. And now I just automatically get up in the morning. I haven't got to think about it. I go downstairs and I'm doing things that I used to do, just normal things, and nothing's an effort. Where before everything, even the smallest things, were such an effort.
Mm.
And even when I had an interview this morning, I had to be in Chelsea. I got there at 8:30 in the morning. And normally I would probably be, you know, a little bit like, you know, and oh, am I going to be late? And do you know what? Nothing. I just, because I'd planned my route the night before,
Yeah.
I'd got all my clothes ready, I'd done all my ironing throughout the week, everything was put away, everything was organised. I just sat on the train and I just got there. There was no dramas. I met, obviously, you know, the guy that I was meeting. There was no anxious feelings in my body. The conversation flowed. It went well. And consequently, I've got to go back for the final interview. So in that situation, normally that's when my social anxiety would have kicked in, where it's like, oh my God, this is it. This is the final. I can't speak. My throat's just closed up, I'm sweaty, I've got sweaty palms, nothing like that, nothing. It was, and not to have that feeling in my stomach as well, that churny feeling that I normally would get. So, so that's been tested.
Yay.
So social anxiety, bye.
Goodbye. Absolutely, absolutely. And well done, you. But there is one other little thing, something I don't tend to do with many clients. You had a couple of sessions of Reiki.
Yes.
Ah, now for those the uninitiated amongst us, Reiki is a ancient Japanese energy moving thing whereby everywhere around us is energy. The idea is that everywhere around us is energy. You're a walking battery. We're all walking, but we've got energy flowing through us. Sometimes that energy can get a little stuck and it just causes us to be out of sorts. So you had a couple of sessions of Reiki because that's your kind of thing. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yep.
The yeah, I'm very much into energy flowing and understanding the process of it and stuff. And I think it just complements the therapy because in my situation, I each session was good and it's got me to the other end. However, session 2 and 3 was my most difficult sessions. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I cried, didn't want to talk to anyone. I literally shut myself indoors. I had that much going on. And what was coming out as well was emotions where I'd stored a lot of trapped emotions, which is better because they do say it's better to get it out
Yep.
than to hold it in because it causes disease. And so I had a lot going on. So, and it just so happened that I think I had 2 sessions of Reiki, didn't I?
Yeah.
And it sort of played into the fact. So, my 2 worst weeks, that's when I had the Reiki after. And if I hadn't have had the Reiki, I don't know, I probably would have been a lot worse.
Yeah. It really worked for you, didn't it? It was something that was just right for you, and it came at the right time, I think. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Absolutely wonderful.
yeah.
Well, so all is good. And unless there's anything else you want to add, Claire, I think,
Mm, I don't know. I still feel I've got a lot. Oh my God. Yeah. So the last session, I think, was literally the best session because I had a lot of visualizations in that because I
Mhm.
saw a skip
Oh, yeah.
and everything like old, all the old files that had basically been chucked out, the last little remains. I went into a room and I just saw the last piles of files. And as we were going through it, it was like a skip arrived. And then me and someone else, this woman that was helping me, she and me literally just scooped the last little bits up and we were throwing it in.
Uh,
And for me, that was just like heaven because I'm just like, now I know it's all gone. I
Outstanding.
know.
Yeah.
And that was like confirmation. And seeing that room as well, that was real confirmation.
Yeah.
Oh, and also doing that list of reprogramming, what you want, like,
Hmm.
health, wealth,
Basically
job.
writing a brand new script for your own life, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I literally could hear, sense, and see every single word,
Hmm.
which
Good.
put a huge smile on my face. So, and I'm still smiling. I'm still smiling now. Like, I was walking to the station this morning and I was like breathing in the air and I was more looking around at, the sky and the trees. Normally, I'd have my head down and I'd have in my head like
Doom and
that
gloom.
implicit chatter.
Yeah,
Yeah, like dwelling on,
yeah.
my life is so, and all this. Where now it just feels like it's just all come out of my head. And it's like I can just focus on the here and now.
Outstanding. Well, Claire, thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful testimonial. And so, what just remains for me to say, really, ladies and gents, the help is out there. Claire's living proof that this system works because it's a natural phenomenon, hypnosis. There's nothing magical about it.
Yeah.
And you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Google, Facebook. My website is www.markcarterhypnotherapy.com. So give us a call and let's change life. Let's change your life. So, Claire, thanks again. And it just remains for me to say, ladies and gents, this is Mark Carter of Mark Carter Hypnotherapy, wishing you the very best mental, emotional, and physical health.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Namaste.
Namaste, baby. All right. Thank you.